Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this date night, beginner friendly, look like you tried without really trying makeup look. It literally took me about 10 to 15 minutes to do this look. I'm going to show you exactly how to execute this in every single product that I used. So first we're going to go in with our matte primer by Ioni, and we're going to apply a generous amount of that over the entire face, including the eyelids. And then I'm going to go in with my Fit Me by Maybelline Matte Poreless Foundation in the shade 355 Coconut. I'm going to take my scalpel and I'm just going to apply a generous amount over my entire face, including my eyelids as well. And this foundation is not very full coverage, so I did go in with a second layer. So we're just going to take a flat foundation brush and we're going to press that into the skin in a light tapping motion. My hand does get a little bit tired when I do this, but you just got to keep pressing gently over the entire face. So then I'm going in with these two concealers. It's by Maybelline, the Super Stay in shade 45, and then the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever concealer in the shade 50N. And it wasn't light enough as I would like because it is winter now, so I did go back in with another foundation concealer that I got from Dollar Tree. It didn't really have a brand, but this is what it looked like. So then we're going to go in with a flat angled fluffy brush and we're just going to tap that concealer in exactly the same way you tap the foundation in, and just in a light tapping motion just blend that in so it is seamless with the foundation. And then when you come to the side of the eyes, I like to follow the bottom waterline. You can kind of see where it naturally just goes up, so I just follow that line just like that. Then we are going to go in with our setting powder. I have the Huda Beauty in the shade Cinnamon Bun and the pink Ioni Loose Baking Powder. And I just mix that together. I know Huda Beauty does have one that does come with this pink shade now, but this was before they came out with that. Then I like to take my flat little pad and I like to just press the powder all into the skin. I do not like to let my powder just set. I just don't like how it looks for me. So I just press that into the skin as I apply it. And I just put that everywhere in our T-zone where you get oily, and I also do my eyelids as well. So then we're going to go in with our Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Espresso, and we're going to start with our forehead and we're just going to drag it across just like this. And then when you make this little face, you can kind of see your natural cheekbones. So we're going to add a tiny bit there, and then also our bottom jawbone. And then for the nose, we take a flat little angle brush and in a triangle motion, and then the tip of the nose. And then I also like to drag it across my eyelids to give like a shadowed effect. And then we are going to just blend that all out over our lids, our nose, the bridge of our nose, just like such. And then I also like to go in under my bottom waterline and add a little bit of the contour there as well, just to bring a little bit of color back from the concealer. And then we're going to go ahead and blend out our forehead, and you just want to make sure everything blends in with the concealer and the foundation. And then for our jawline, we just want to go in a downward motion, and then for our cheeks you want to go in an upward motion, and you just want everything to just blend in, and you want all the colors to just flow seamlessly. So next we're going to go in with our LA Colors brow pencil, and I am going to sharpen it. I always sharpen it before I do my brows. It just makes everything a lot easier. And then we're just going to fluff out our brows just like this. And then all I do is I just trace my natural brow. I do have naturally very nice brows, so it does make this a lot easier for me. But I am going to be creating a separate video where I explain exactly how to do your brows no matter what they look like. So first I just like to trace both of the brows first, and then I like to go to the center of the brow and in an upward motion just flick your pencil. You don't want the inner part of your brow to be super dark, and you don't want it to be as dark as the rest of your brow. And then after I do that, I just go in where I see any light spots in my brow, and we just fill those out like this. Then I'm going to go back in with my Fit Me foundation, and in a flat concealer brush, we're just going to trace the bottom of our brows just to clean everything up and give it like that nice crisp look. And then we're also going to do the exact same thing on the top. I like to use foundation and not concealer because it blends a lot better. Then for the lashes, I went in with the Duo Lash Glue, and I used the dark shade because I always like using a black lash glue, because sometimes the white, I find it shows up on your eyelids, and we just don't want that. And then for the lashes, I actually did throw out the packaging, so I don't know the exact name, but they were by Ioni, and I cut them in half, so we're only using the ends of the lashes because we want that very natural, very subtle look. And I'm just going to pop them on the outer corners of my eyes just like this. So then we're going to go in with our Fiber Plus mascara from Miniso, and I absolutely love this mascara. It lengthens your eyelashes so much. So what we're going to do is only the inner corner of our lashes where we didn't put the false lashes. And we're just going to keep building this up till we get our desired length, so they kind of like blend with the false lashes. And you're just going to let each side dry a little bit and do each eye, and then eventually you will have your desired length. So then I'm going to go in with this glitter from Dollar Tree, and then this is petroleum jelly. It's just like Vaseline, so you can use that as well. And we're going to take a tiny bit and put this on our eyelids, and then I'm going to go in with our glitter, and you want to put a very tiny amount. You can always add more, but once you have it on, it's hard to take off, and because we are going for a very subtle look, you do not need much of the glitter. Especially because we're not doing liner and we're not doing like a full set of lashes. So I just like to put a tiny bit and then just keep adding a little bit just to get our desired look. Next is blush. So we're going to go in with this cream stick in the shade Cinnamon Rose by Ioni. And then by Too Faced, we are using the Super Candy Clouds. And I'm going to start with the Candy Clouds, and we are just going to pop that on our cheeks just a little bit because we are going for that subtle look. And then we're going to go in with the Cinnamon Rose and add that on top. And you're just going to go till you get your desired shade. You don't want to do too much as well because we are going for that subtle look, like I said. Okay, next is highlighter, and this one is the Royalty one by Juvia's Place, and I will swear by this highlighter for the rest of my life. It is so amazing. It's so pigmented, and the price is amazing. So first we're going to pop a little bit on the tip of our nose, and then a little bit on the bridge of our nose, and then we're going to add some in the arch of our brow, just like this. And then I love to add a little pop in the corner of our eyes. And then finally, with a big fluffy brush, we are going to add some on our cheeks like this. Next for our lips, I have these two Ioni lip pencils and then the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs and the petroleum jelly. So first I'm going to start with the petroleum jelly and add a very tiny amount just to give some life to our lips. And then I start with the Ioni lip pencil in the shade True Brown, and we're just going to outline our lips with this. Then we're going to take the Ioni lip pencil in Chiffon Red, and right above where we put the True Brown, we are going to outline the lips with that. And to top it all off, we're going to go in with our Fenty Beauty in the shade Spiked Hot Chocolate and just add a top layer of gloss. And to seal the deal on the final look, we're going to go in with our Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. And we're just going to apply a generous amount all over the face. We're going to take our fan and we are going to just let that all marinate into the skin. And ladies, this is the final look achieved in 10 minutes. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I will be back with more tips and tricks, and all of these products are linked in my bio. And
Please let me know in the comments what type of tutorials you would like to see from me in the future. Bye!